silent prayer. Carry us home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. And carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea. As they battle their way past the mouth of the bay, it was blowing like never before. As they gallantly fought, every one of them thought of loved ones back on the shore. Then a flicker of light, and they knew they were right. There she was, on the crest of a wave. She's an old fishing boat, and she's barely afloat. Please God, there are souls we can save and carry them home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. And carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea. And back in the town, in a street that runs down to the sea and the harbor wall, they had gathered in pairs at the foot of the stairs to wait for the radio call. And just before dawn, when all hope was gone, came a hush and a faraway sound. 'Twas the coxswain, he roared, all survivors on board, thank God, and we're homeward bound to carry them home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. And carry them home, home, home from the sea. Carry them safely home from the sea. Home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. And carry them home, home, home from the sea. Carry them safely home from the sea.
Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Young girls pick them, every one. When will they ever learn? When will gone to young men, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young men gone? A long time passing. Where have all the young men gone? A long time ago. Where have all the young men gone? They are all in uniform. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the soldiers gone? A long time.
By young bonny banks and by young bonny rays, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, you take the high road and I'll take the low, and
I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on his tombstone from beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of his birth, and he spoke the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that he spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved him know what that dash is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. We all know that Bob spent his dash as a loving husband and father, a devoted pop and a true friend, a remarkable, highly respected man, a hard-working, compassionate man, and for these things he will be forever remembered. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come together this morning to farewell Robert Alexander Dewar, known as Bob to you all, the much-loved patriarch of the Dewar family, adoring his 4 children, 11 grandchildren, and 25 great-grandchildren. What a dynasty he and Annis created. On behalf of his adoring children, Annette and Geoffrey, Roderick and Leeming, John and Mandy and Odessa and Peter, and their families, I welcome you and thank you all for being here with them today to celebrate Bob's amazing life and to say goodbye to him in a meaningful and loving way, in the way Robert would want. Not too much fuss and not too many tears. I also welcome all those who are viewing online today, especially family and friends on the mainland and in England. At the conclusion of this service in the chapel, Bob will be laid to rest back into the arms of his loving and beautiful wife Annis in the Burney Lawn Cemetery, following which you are all warmly welcome and invited to join the family back here for refreshments, to share your stories and to support one another. A totally selfless man, we know that Bob would not want us to be sad today and would want us to remember that grief is a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness, nor a lack of faith. It is the price of love. And the love within this family is immense. You are all here today as you share one really important thing in common. Your lives have been touched by the good fortune of having known Bob. It is inevitable that you feel great sadness today. This is natural, and your emotions need to run their course. But there is also a feeling of joy. Since losing Annis, Bob's life lost much of the light that was there when she was beside him. He missed her dreadfully, so now we draw comfort from the fact that they are reunited. A strong, adventurous, wonderful man, Bob was never one to be idle, enjoying every aspect of the great outdoors and all types of physical activity, and creating beauty with every seedling he planted and rose bush that he pruned. Bob was a down-to-earth, hard-working man who was highly respected for his work ethic, his willingness to help anyone at any time, and his genuineness. never seeking accolades for what he did. He was a quiet achiever and a true gentleman. Born in March in 1936, Robert Alexander Dewar was the eldest of 6 children born to Robert and Odessa Dewar in Ashington, Northumberland, England. Ashington was the largest coal mining town in England at the time, and ultimately Bob found work there. As a young man, he kept active playing rugby and soccer, and he was quite musical, being able to play almost any instrument he put his hand to. He particularly enjoyed the piano accordion, harmonica, and banjo. And he also loved to dance, something that stayed with him throughout his life. We'll see some of his dance moves a little later. In 1955, Bob met a beautiful young lady, Annis, and he was instantly smitten. Annis also lived in Ashington, and she and Bob met at a local dance, also attended by her best friend Sheila, who coincidentally also met her husband Charles, or Chuck, at the same dance. According to Sheila, Bob and Annis were in love from day one. The 4 of them did almost everything together in the UK. So, courting for 3 years, their engagement was announced in 1958. At that time, Annis's parents decided to emigrate to Australia, taking their family halfway around the world. Annis's sense of duty meant that she accompanied them, and she left her heart behind. Bob sought advice from his mother, who clearly told him that if he loved the wee lassie, he should follow his heart. And that he did, arriving in Australia 3 weeks after Annis and her family. And so that wonderful love story began. Both water signs, Scorpio and Pisces, theirs is a perfect match. Sheila and Chuck, incidentally, followed them and settled in Victoria. After a short stay in Victoria, ultimately they all moved to Tasmania, settling in Poatina, where Bob secured a job in the hydro scheme, and he lived in the single men's quarters while Annis continued to live with her parents. Shortly after this, they were married on the 26th of December 1959, the first white wedding ever held in the township. The happy couple settled in Poatina and welcomed their first daughter, Annette, on the 20th of January 1961. A move for a short time back to Bairnsdale in Victoria saw the birth of their first son, Roderick, in 1962. Bob had enlisted in the Army Reserve, wanting to serve his new country, but when deployment came around, it was thwarted by the fact that he had a young family. He decided to leave the Army Reserve after 2 years and 54 days. Craving the relaxed lifestyle of Tasmania, they returned and lived in Deep Creek Road in Wynyard, where their second son, John, was born in 1964. Bob was now working at the paper mill in Burnie, so the family moved again, this time to a home in Brooklyn that they loved for the next 30 years. The family was complete with the birth of Odessa on Remembrance Day 1967, and life was wonderful. Bob changed jobs and started working for the forestry, raising seedlings and planting them out when the time was right. So many trees around the northwest coast have been lovingly planted and nurtured by Bob. Trees in the Emu Valley Rhododendron Gardens, at the Wesley Vale School and Wesley Vale Fire Brigade are all the work of Bob's green thumb. Every home he moved into, he established beautiful gardens, and with Annis they were lovingly tended. His love of roses is legendary. A member of the Rose Society, he often won awards for his blooms and won accolades for the work he did pruning and tending the roses in the Burney Park. When Annis was no longer able to remain at home, Bob moved to the Eliza Purton home with her, unable to bear the thought of being apart from her. At first he found it difficult to settle, but once he got the job of tending to the roses at the home, the smile returned to his face. Spending every moment he could with his beloved wife, he would often get caught by the staff toddling along to her room at night, and that little grin would light up his face as he said good night to them. Bob remained positive and buoyant, but when Annis passed away on the 17th of August this year, his heart broke. A true gentleman, a genuine character with a dry sense of humour, a love of dancing and a penchant for a wee dram of whiskey, Bob was able to achieve anything he set his mind to. His adventurous spirit saw him on motorbikes, running the overland track, building sheds, making bricks, paving a driveway, cutting hair, cutting wood. You name it, Bob could achieve it. Such was his persistence and stamina. A real jack of all trades, always busy, always in the fresh air. In later years, he enjoyed both indoor and outdoor bowls. In fact, at one time, he represented the state in the fours. His easygoing nature endeared him to everyone, and his sense of humour delighted all. The family recalled the time he polished the car the morning of his daughter's wedding, wondering why he couldn't get a shine on it. He checked the bottle, only to find he was using a bottle of sunscreen. Factor 50. The red car didn't get any redder, but nor did it shine. Described by the family as the best dad we could wish for. We didn't have much, but we didn't go without either. And what we had was always given with love. Bob's passing has left a huge hole, but the legacy he and Annis have left is testament to their beautiful love story and the family values they taught with love and pride. The world surely is a sadder place without them in it. Sleep peacefully, Bob. The wait is over. You are together again. We now have the privilege of viewing photographs collected from family albums that depict aspects of Bob's wonderful life. The family have chosen What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong and Beat You There by Will Dempsey to accompany these.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I don't know why God always takes the good ones first. And man, I've tried to be strong and carry on, but damn, this hurts. And I just wish that I could talk to you again somehow, some way. Even if it's for a moment, so I can hear you say, don't cry for me, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm better than you know. And this life can be a shorter ride, so don't waste it on sorrow. And just hold on to those moments and the memories we shared. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. I know they say, just give it a little time, you'll be okay. That might be true, it don't really help me today. And we ain't supposed to question the man upstairs, but there's just so much I don't understand. It just don't seem fair. Don't cry for me, I'm alright. Better than you know. And this life can be a shorter ride, so don't waste it on sorrow. And just hold on to those moments and the memories we shared. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. And as each day goes by, I get a little bit stronger. missing you. We're here a little bit longer. When I think of you, like I know you'd want me to, and I know you're watching over me in everything I do, and all those things I never got to say, well, I'll send them with this prayer. Then look up, wipe my tears and raise my beer. And I'll see you there. And I'll see you there.
What beautiful memories, and the love exuding from those photos is just palpable. The family would like to sincerely thank the staff of the Eliza Purton Home for their wonderful care of Bob and Annis. Their kindness lives on and it will never be forgotten. Words of comfort come from the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So we've had a special glimpse into the life of a wonderful man, strong, kind, caring and selfless, dedicated, resilient and stoic. As we celebrate his life, we can take satisfaction that Bob has been and still is and always will be a part of our life. His influence endures in the unending consequences flowing from his character and his actions. And his legacy lives on in the beautiful family he and Annis created. But before we take Bob on his final journey, there's a little treat for you. Let's just enjoy a small snippet of very special memories of this wonderful man.
Early morning, there's a message on my phone. It's my mother saying, darling, please come home. I fear the worst, but how could you leave us all behind? There's so much to say, but there's so little time. So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life. You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I couldn't. You always saw the best in me. Right or wrong, you were always on my side. But I'm scared of what life without you's like. And I saw the way she looked into your eyes. And I promise if you go, I will make sure she's alright. So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life. You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? And there's no way you could ever let me down. Gonna steal some time and start again. You'll always be my closest friend. And someday we're gonna make it out. Just hold the light. Just hold the light high, high. So how do I say goodbye to someone who's been with me for my whole damn life? You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. I see your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? So how do I say goodbye? Early morning, there's a
So beautiful. We will now take Bob on his final journey to the Burney Lawn Cemetery, where he will be reunited with Annis. Please join the family on this journey, or feel free to remain here until they return. Would you all please stand?